Previously on Evention. G'day guys, welcome to Evention and our final installment of our three-part mini-series, How to See a Perfect Distance. We've already discussed adjustability in our horses, as well as looked at some exercises to help improve this as a rider. Today, we're going to tie it all together and help use these tools to get you a better ride at the show. So let's get started. So before we even mount up, let's start with our course walk. Now you may think the course walk is just learning where the jumps are and what order they're in, but as a rider, we can take a lot of valuable information from the course walk to help us have a smooth round and hopefully leave the rails up. So looking at our first example here, we have a small combination, a one stride combination. The first thing I would notice about this is that the wings are slightly more unusual than our usual wings. And some horses may take a little bit of a look at that. But coming around here and walking to our second element, as we walk up to it, we notice that it happens to be a Liverpool and also an Oxer. So putting these two things combined, a lot of horses will be kind of looky at something like this. Now, in our previous episodes, we've talked about stride length and being able to adjust that, make it shorter or make it longer. Sometimes when the horse is looking at something, his stride gets adjusted without us really wanting to. So when he's looking at something, he may be a bit spooky, a bit afraid, and he actually shortens his stride. So the key here is that when we're coming into something we know the horse may look at, is adjusting and making up for that earlier. So when you come around the corner to something scary, maybe trying to create more canter or make his stride a fraction longer, so that when he lands in here and takes a little bit of a look and does shorten his stride slightly, he still has more than enough power to get us to the other side. So by thinking ahead, we can help avoid any mishaps in here that may have come along if we weren't prepared for it. All right, let's go to Jimmy for an Invention Tip of the day.
Alright guys, my invention tip for the day is to use a fly mask when you're traveling in a horse trailer with the windows open. It helps to keep their stuff from flying into their eyes and... Oh my... Guru, how did you get here?
Hello. Hello children. Okay, when you make the riding on the horse, it's very, very dangerous. You must always keep the brain safe. Always wear the helmet to keep the brain safe. Okay. I must go now. Farewell, goodbye. Dewey, make the fast run. Go.
Welcome back, guys. So we talked about a combination or scary jumps and making an adjustment so that your horse doesn't get his stride too short. We're going to take a look at this slightly wider jump now. This is a triple bar, but a similar idea for an ascending oxer. When your horse needs to cover a bit more width over a jump, he needs to be carrying a slightly longer canter so that the momentum can get you to the other side. So for a jump like this, you actually would probably want to get slightly closer to the base with a bit bigger canter. Because the front of the jump is lower than the back rail, it's quite easy for the horse to get his legs out of the way. If you were to stay too up and down in a canter that is not going anywhere, you may find that the horse will come down on the back rail with his back legs, and we don't want that. So for a jump that's wider, and when the front end of the jump is lower, for example, a triple bar or an ascending oxer, we want to think more canter and closer to the base so that the horse can carry us to the other side. Let's go to our final example now. Okay guys, for our last example, we're looking at a vertical here. There's not really a whole lot going on, but it's kind of tall and upright and sort of sticks out. Now, on the contrary to what we've already talked about, with a vertical, rather than getting that big, long forward ride into it, we're trying to think more about having a balanced canter that stays together so that the horse can read the jump and jump over it well. If you imagine you were a high jumper, you wouldn't go sprinting down to the jump as fast and as flat as you could, because you would lose that spring. And it's a similar idea for a jump like this. We want to, early around the turn or early in the line, get the horse's canter together and get that spring off the ground, and be patient and let the fence come to us, and hopefully the horse can make a nice shape over it and leave the poles up. All right guys, let's head to a Schrammo's shout out. Today's shout out goes to Hope for Horses located in Woodinville, Washington. They rescue, rehome and rehabilitate horses, giving them a chance at a healthy, happy life. Check them out at hopeforhorses.net. These guys are doing great work. Help them if you can. Okay guys, so now let's put our practice to the test. I'm gonna ride my horse Bo here. I'm gonna go jump a couple of jumps and see if we can join them together nice and smoothly. Let's give it a try. Good boy. All right guys, so hopefully over the last 3 weeks, you've picked up a few tools to help you see a better distance and have smoother rounds. Thanks for joining us, and see you next time.
Guru says everybody loves martial arts.